Hello, I am officially at the Narita airport here in Tokyo as I'm waiting to take my flight to Vietnam, and I'm so pumped. I may sound a little bit tired, but that's because it's 7:45 in the morning. I've been up since like 4 and took like 2.5 hours or so to get here, so it's been a journey. But I am very pumped to finally be going to Vietnam, a place I've wanted to go to for so long. But I was worried about the visa process. So if you are a U.S. citizen, you do need a visa to go to Vietnam, and I used the Sherpa website, which I used for Kenya previously, and I really liked them. They've been super reliable, so I'm definitely a fan. And it was $85 to get it expedited, and the price wasn't even the issue. The issue was me in getting my flights together, and I did not submit my visa application until March 5th. And it takes 6 to 8 days when you get it expedited via email to get sent to you. So the estimated arrival date was March 13th, and I'm leaving today on March 14th. So I was essentially walking on eggshells, hoping that my visa arrived in time, and obviously it did. So I'm sitting here super early at 7:45 in the morning at the airport waiting for my flight to Hanoi. Gonna go sit by the gate and relax until it's time to go to Hanoi. I just know the vibes are gonna be great. I already have on my Teva sandals, my favorite ones, because I'm so excited to be in some warmth, be in some sun. I think it's a little bit rainy and cloudy, but listen, as long as it's like 75, 80 degrees, I am a happy girl. So I will see y'all later in Hanoi. Though I was flying into Hanoi, I wasn't staying there for long, at least at first. During my research of things to do and trains to take in Vietnam, I learned about the overnight train from Hanoi to Lao Cai, which is how travelers visit Sapa, so I knew I needed to try it for myself, especially because they said it was a bit luxurious. Hello, it has been a few days since I last talked to y'all, but I have been in Hanoi kind of walking around, getting a feel for the city a little bit, because I'm actually taking a train ride tonight. I am taking the overnight train from Hanoi to Lao Cai, which is how I'm going to get to Sapa, and I am super excited. I was really nervous about having to find my train, but honestly it was so smooth to find the station and the little VIP lounge for people who are taking this train. So I'm currently waiting for my room to get cleaned, and then I will hop on and show y'all what it's all about. I caught a Grab, which is Vietnam's Uber to the Hanoi train station from my hotel, and for travelers riding the Vic Sapa train, there is a special lounge and entrance for us where I checked in, got my ticket, and received some tea before boarding. I had a large roller bag since I was traveling for a month, and though there was an escalator, there were also quite a few stairs up and down, so keep that in mind that you'll have to carry your things for the most part, because by the time I reached the actual train, the staff did assist me, which I greatly appreciated. The train ride has officially begun. We are on our way to Lao Cai. We left promptly at 10 p.m. So if you are taking this train ride, get here on time. And once you here an hour before the train actually departs to get you checked in and all settled into your room. So I thought I would give some like first impressions, as this is my first overnight train ride outside of the US ever, which is crazy to say because it's in Vietnam. I want to kind of give some initial thoughts that I have, which is one, the bed is huge. The bed is humongous. So I booked a suite, which is the most expensive room you can book on the train, because I am a solo traveler and I will be taking the second most expensive room on the way back, just to compare to see if it's worth the slight upgrade. But this room is $195, and you have what I think is in front of me a king size bed. I want to say it's like the majority of the room. I have my bags in one corner by one of the chairs, and I'm currently sitting in the other, and there is some snacks on a table in between those two chairs. But the majority of the room is actually the bed when you are in the suite. So I'll be very interested to see what the VIP one berth cabin looks like, because it must be a smaller bed, because you can't get a bed bigger than this. You also get some snacks which are included in the room. They are complimentary, but anything that you buy outside of the room, because there will be people coming around trying to sell you some things, that you do have to pay for. One surprise that I've had thus far is that I was given a bottle of wine. I guess when you book the suite, they give you a big old bottle, because generally it's not a solo traveler in the suite, but I love it. It was so funny, but that was a cute little surprise. Some other things you should know about the room is that there is no bathroom or sink or shower in the room. There is no shower on this train. They don't have that, so you will have to shower before you get on the train or the next morning when you get to your hotel. However, there is a bathroom and a sink, and honestly, it's a pretty decent bathroom and sink. I will say it seems like there's only one, maybe two bathrooms on this part of the train, so sharing that for longer than overnight would probably be, a bit spooky up in there. But I think for the overnight, like 8 hours, I'll be fine with what we have available on the train. As far as the condition of the train, it does seem like an older train, so it does sound a bit rickety, a bit louder than some of the other trains that I have taken, but I'm a pretty deep sleeper, so I'm not worried about not sleeping well on the train. They do give you earplugs in the room, so feel free to use those, but it definitely seems, if you can't hear, a lot louder than a lot of the other trains I've taken. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about booking this ride. Oh, and as far as safety, look at here. Oh, this way. Oh, this way. Okay, there we are. As you can see next to me, there is a nice hefty lock. So if you're worried about safety, honestly, I have felt super safe on the train thus far. The lock does look pretty large, so I'm not too worried about safety at this point. The staff is super nice. They've been really helpful, so everybody seems very accommodating, so I don't really have any worries or anxiousness about safety thus far. And I think a big part of that is obviously booking the private room, because I am a solo traveler, so I do have the room to myself. I don't have to share it with anyone, which if you are solo, you want to consider how comfortable you will be if you were to choose the 4 cabin berth or the 2 cabin berth, which are cheaper than this room. I believe that the cheapest option is $45, so you can decide whatever makes sense for your price point, but thus far I am loving the suite, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna get ready for bed and relax a little bit, and I'll check back in with y'all sometime later. Okay, y'all, I have poured my glass of wine, or my cup of wine, and we are going to sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. I got some Oreos, because your girl loves her some Oreos, child. I do love Oreos. The wine is a Spanish wine. I'm gonna enjoy my Oreos and my wine, and like, y'all, this is it. Like, this is the train. I'll be there in a few hours. I could put on a movie. There is Wi-Fi on this train, which is really good, so I may try to like watch some YouTube or something like that, put on a nice little vlog and go to sleep or something. This is so nice. The bed is huge, so much space. I'm trying real hard not to spill this wine on this very nice white, oh, there's a fly in here, on this very nice white bed sheet. So let me get up before I spill something, for real. But this is so cute. Oh wait, let me show y'all my little Oreos and my wine. Oh, this is precious. I love it so much, y'all. We are treating ourselves all 2025 or 2026 or whenever you're watching this video. Okay, cheers to that. It's loud though. I will say it's loud. It's loud out there. You can hear the train, okay? So I might need some earplugs tonight. We'll see. But I cannot complain right now. That's my rich auntie laugh. Since it was pretty late, there wasn't much to look at outside the window within the first hour of the train ride, which meant it was time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the big suite all by myself. Good morning from the Vic Sapa train. I'm about 20 minutes away from Lao Cai, which is the final stop on the train. As far as sleeping, it's like 5:30 right now, and I slept for the majority of the train ride, but I definitely could use some more sleep. I do wish the train ride was a bit longer to kind of enjoy it a bit more and get some more rest, but from the sleep I did get, I was pretty comfortable in this bed. It's huge. I went to bed rather quickly, but again, I do not have a lot of issues sleeping on trains, so if you do, I will say this one is a bit rocky. It does do a lot of swaying in the night, but honestly, it swayed me right to sleep. I had no issues, so I put on my noise canceling headphones, played some music for a bit, and I was slowly, but yet quickly going to bed. So you might want to bring your Dramamine and your sheet nausea relief bands if the swaying bothers you, and definitely use their earplugs if you are a light sleeper, because it can get a bit loud because the train is a little rickety and does make quite a bit of noise. But I'm gonna hurry up and put my clothes on so I'm ready to get up out of here when it's time for us to go and I don't hold up the rest of the train. So I will check in with y'all in a bit. All right, I just got off the train and I'm trying to find where my hotel car is. Here we are. There's a lot of taxis out here, so I gotta find my driver. Oh, he should have my name. I think I see him. Hi. Sojourner? Yeah, yeah. Hello again. I have made it to my hotel room here in Sapa. I'm staying at the Hotel de Couple. It looks like couple, and I think it's French, but this is where I'm staying for the night because I do take the train back to Hanoi tomorrow night, which I probably should have given myself maybe another day because it is very cloudy. So a lot of the things that I wanted to do here, I don't know if I'm going to really be able to do them because part of doing them was getting the views. So we'll see what I end up doing, but as I was waiting to check in, I decided to kind of walk around for a bit. There's a lot of shops in the city center. I sat down and had some breakfast at a nearby cafe and just kind of hung out around the hotel. The hotel is gorgeous, honey. Okay, this was like $125 plus breakfast was like $145, I think, a night. And so I'm only here for one night. And this is a stunning hotel. I think it's probably one of the most luxurious and fancy hotels I've ever stayed in. Like, the lobby is this very grand lobby. It's very French inspired, I believe. And this room is like a mustard. The bed is huge. The room is humongous, child. Like, I know I like luxurious things, but I think I may have outdone myself with this one. But the bathroom's gorgeous. The details, like, it's a very, very nice hotel. And then tomorrow they have a big buffet breakfast that I paid for as well. So I am pumped to kind of explore the hotel, which is kind of crazy because I did not come here just for the hotel, but considering the weather has been kind of rainy and cloudy, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do on the list of things I wanted to do here in Sapa. I do still want to go to Cat Village, which I may save for tomorrow afternoon before I go, as well as going on the little train that they have around here. Those were the two main things that I wanted to do. And there are a lot of other things you can do in Sapa, but I knew I was only here for like a day and a half or so, and I kind of just spent today lounging around, walking around, not doing too much and waiting to check in. So I did kind of lose half a day, so keep that in mind when you're planning this. Even though I did get some sleep on the train, it was not enough to kind of justify me exploring immediately when I got here. It's also a bit colder than I anticipated. I am a bit tired, so I'm trying to stay awake so that I just don't sleep half the day, but I honestly could jump in this bed and not mind. This is not the best planned little train trip I've done, but we are going to go with the flow. Okay, we're going to make the most of like the 24, 36 hours that we have here in Sapa, and I'm gonna check back in with y'all sometime later. So it is the next day, and I'm sad to report that this solo trip has been a washout, which I think this is my first failed solo trip ever. I have not been able to do like anything I planned on doing because of the cloudy, foggy and rainy weather. I did eat at the hotel breakfast this morning, which was this really nice buffet style breakfast, and had some delicious fish pho this morning. But aside from that, I really haven't explored outside of the hotel or the city center on this solo train trip, unfortunately. Sad face. Also, I'm getting congested again because it's not just like a little breezy here. It is cold. People are walking around in coats and hats and gloves and scarves. Like, this is not spring weather. This is definitely giving fall or early winter kind of weather. And full transparency, I did know when I booked this trip that it could be a bit cloudy and cold, but I did not prepare for this, y'all. And I do feel bad for saying this because I know Sapa is a really pretty place. I've seen tons of videos and photos. I'll try to insert some in the video so you can see what it looks like when it's not cloudy and foggy and misty and rainy. So I'm really sad that I wasn't able to fully enjoy all the views, but that's like the main reason I came, and it just became really difficult to kind of enjoy my time here, unfortunately. But if you do want to come to Sapa, learn from my mistakes. When I was researching like the best times to go, they did say that March to May and September to November are really good times to be here, but I'm here in mid-March, and I think maybe you want to come in April or May, because March has definitely not been the best, and it could just be the days that I'm here. I do see on my phone that it is going to get a bit warmer and sunny as the week goes on, but I'll be heading back to Hanoi by that time. But I am really bummed that I wasn't able to like show y'all around off the train, but I feel like I'll be back in Vietnam one day because there are still some things that are on my bucket list in Vietnam that I know I won't be able to do on this trip. So you never know. I may have like a Sapa solo trip redemption video coming up in the next year or two. But I'm currently in my hotel lobby just waiting. They arranged a car for me to go to the Lao Cai train station because it is an hour away. So I already ate some pho, got my last little pho here in Sapa so I could be nice and full on the train since there is no food. So yeah, we're gonna sit here and kind of kick it until my car is here, and then we'll be back on the train so I can show y'all what it's like on the VIP one berth cabin and compare it to the suite that I took on the way here to Lao Cai / Sapa. am back on the train, headed back to Hanoi from Lao Cai. And as you can see, I am in a different room. So I intentionally booked a suite on the way here to see what that room looks like. And I showed y'all that earlier. And now it's time to review the VIP one berth cabin, I believe is the full name of the room I'm currently in. And spoiler alert, I think I like this room better. Not that there was anything wrong with the suite, but I feel that one, I love that this one feels more solo travel-ish. Like the first one, the suite, definitely you can tell it's made for more than one person. It was a huge bed. It was comfortable and it was fun, but it was just like a lot of space for one person. And this room feels a bit more compact and cozy for me on the train. So I really like that. The bed is still a really good size. And I'm pretty petite, I'm 5'1", so I don't really need a whole lot of bed space, to be honest. I'm pretty small, so I can fit in a lot of the different types of sleeper arrangements on trains, and this one I really like. I think in the suite, the bed just felt so huge, like the whole room was the bed, and this one feels a bit more balanced for me. I also like that there are luggage racks on both sides of the room, which in the first room there were 2 chairs, and so obviously it's meant for more than one person to be in that room. I think more than one person can technically be in this room too, but definitely with the suite you can tell it's made for like 2 people, and they had 2 chairs in there. But in here there are no chairs, and they actually have these really good luggage racks, so I can put my backpack, my jean jacket, and the clothes that I'm going to be wearing tomorrow that I also wore today when I get off the train are up there. So it makes it a bit more accessible, and I feel like this room makes better use of the space. There's a mirror, there's more snacks. So yes, I really like this one a lot. I think, to be honest, I would probably book this one again if I were to come back up here to Sapa, just because it's more of my vibe, and it's like $40 cheaper. I believe this room is $150 and the suite is like $195. And instead of giving me the whole bottle of wine this time, they'll give me a glass that is over there, which is really nice. So feel like very cozy in here. I can't complain at all. And we left right on time at 9:30. Very smooth. I did read though on the website that they said the ride back to Hanoi can be a bit more rockier and rickety than the ride to Lao Cai. So we're going to see if that's true by the morning time. But this is the room. I'm a fan of it. I will also say that this one feels a bit more luxurious than the suite. The suite kind of had an old-fashioned look to it, in my opinion. And this one, I don't know, it's like the curtains that you see here that make it look a bit fancier. Even like the sinks look a bit fancier too. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but it does feel like a bit more luxurious of a room compared to the suite. Even the lighting feels a bit brighter, in my opinion. That's what I think about the one berth VIP cabin. I would definitely do this one again. I'm gonna relax for the rest of the night and enjoy this train ride. I have arrived back in Hanoi. It's been a few days since I was in Sapa, and the weather here is incredible. It's a lot better, but I am really sad that I had a failed solo trip to Sapa. But I did love taking the overnight train. I think it's so cool to experience that overnight train travel experience in other countries. So I'm excited to take a few more trains I have up my sleeve here in Vietnam. So if you are planning to come up to northern Vietnam and you do want to take a trip to Sapa, I think the train is a really cool option. You could take it round trip like I did, or if you're interested, you could also take the train one way and an overnight sleeper bus the other way. I think that would be a really cool experience to kind of compare what it's like to take a train as well as a sleeper bus in Vietnam. And I believe that the sleeper buses have a bit more availability. So if you want to leave Sapa earlier in the day, you also have the option to do that too. But two things I want to reiterate before ending ending the video is that one, you want to triple check the weather, okay? Be better than me. Make sure you are traveling during a time of year where you will be able to see Sapa and all of its beauty and glory that I know was hidden up under them clouds and that fog and that rain. And you also want to make sure that you coordinate with your hotel to get a car. I think that will prevent a lot of overwhelm and confusion once you arrive in Lao Cai, because when you get off the train, people will literally start hounding you about taking a taxi, and you want to make sure that you don't get overcharged as a tourist. So coordinating that at a fixed price with your hotel is your best bet. And I believe mine was somewhere between $25 to $30 each way for an hour-long ride. But with that, I'm going to explore the beautiful Hanoi, which I hope to show y'all in a future video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this inspired you to take a train ride when you are here in Vietnam. As always, stay curious, and I will be kicking with y'all in these Vietnamese streets real soon. Bye.